this is Carolina Millan, and in today's video, I'm going to share 5 of the biggest takeaways I got after attending the Expert Summit Mastermind with Anik Singhal. So stay until the end. I'm glad you stayed through the video. Now, this is important. If this is the first time you watch one of my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notifications bell so you never miss a thing. I don't have like a definitive upload schedule, so if you don't want to miss anything, very important that you tap that bell. Also, hit the like button right away and leave a comment if you love this video. Now, what I'm going to share with you today is pretty amazing. And what is the Expert Summit? First things first, let me explain to you what the Expert Summit is. It is a private event hosted by Anik Singhal, a very successful entrepreneur. And he hosted in the United States, of course, that's where he's from. And in order to be in that room, you have to be making at least $500,000 per year. Now, the event is free, but it's by application only. I don't know how much longer it's gonna be free, honestly. I went to the second edition, and by the time I'm recording this video, I know there's gonna be a third one. And like I said, you have to be accepted and you have to be making at least $500,000 per year. This is how Anik ensures that the quality of the people in the room is next level. Now, I want to be super transparent. 2022 was not my best year. I did not make $500,000 in 2022. Anik, I want to thank you if you watch this video for making that exception for me. But listen, guys, he's not going to make an exception for everybody. I don't think he made any other exceptions. And the only reason he allowed me in is because I'm in the 2 Comma Club, which means I have made over $1 million on the internet before. So in order to get to this event, you have to be very successful. Now, here's the cool thing. Everybody in the room was way ahead of me, and that was very humbling, very amazing too, because I got to meet people way younger than me too and way more successful. So that made me think, wow, look at the possibilities, look at the potential that you, my friend, that you watching this video have if you just grab these 5 takeaways I'm going to share with you today. Obviously, there was a lot more shared at the event. I wish I could talk about everything, but I don't want this video to be very long, so I'm only going to share 5. All right, let's get down to the first key takeaway. Of course, I have my notes here because I want to make sure that I share it with you correct. Here's the first takeaway that I got. Have multiple funnels, not multiple products. Anik emphasized this a lot during the event. He said, hey, you should test multiple different funnels, but don't be testing multiple different products at the same time. And this is something we do. I've done it. I bet maybe you've done it. I have so many products right now, especially courses mostly. I have so many courses and it's really hard to promote all of them. It's really hard to market all of them. It's really hard to keep up with all of them. And so this really clicked with me because I've been on a journey to simplify my business. And when he said, hey, if you have a product that's doing well, test multiple funnels for that product instead of trying multiple products at the same time. So for example, let's say you're selling a product on a live webinar and you're killing it with the live webinar. It's doing really well. You're getting conversions, you're getting sales. What if you tried to do an evergreen webinar for the same product? Maybe you will get maybe not the same conversions, but you will be leveraging your time. And that's going to give you the opportunity to test other things and worry about other things in your business that might be more important. Let's say you also have a book and you could create a book funnel, and in the back end of that book funnel, you could promote the same product that you're promoting in the live webinar, you see? So you can try multiple funnels for the same product. You could also do a 5-day challenge. If you're killing it on a webinar, the chances are you're gonna kill it even more if you do a 5-day challenge. I personally love challenges. I've done plenty of them. They are by far what brings me the most revenue in my business, the most engagement. It's the best way to build my brand, to get new people to know me. So that's another funnel to create or to sell the same product. So takeaway number 1, multiple funnels, not multiple products. Takeaway number 2, and I really like this one. This one was like very eye-opening for me. Try having multi-pay plans instead of one-pay plans. What does that mean? I'll give you an example from my own products. I have a $1,500 product. It's a group mentoring program with an online course that I sell in my 5-day challenges. Normally, I sell it as a one pay, and I give people the opportunity to pay in installments. So hey, you can sign up today, it's $1,500, or let's say 6 payments of $297 or something like that. So a lot of people take the one pay because there's interest, right? When picking the $297, 6 payments of $297. Sometimes I do 8 payments of $297. It really depends on the funnel and the challenge. But what Anik recommends is don't offer the one pay, go straight to multi-pay. So instead of pitching my product at one payment of $1,500, I would pitch it at 6 payments, for example, 6 payments of $297. Or it could be 3 payments of $597 or 4 payments or whatever, right? You can do the payments that you want depending on your audience and the product. And then I thought that was brilliant. This is really cool. And I think if you implement this, because I'm gonna implement this in my next challenge, you will get results. He recommends that when you take an upsell when you have an upsell on this product, so let's say somebody is like, oh, that's awesome, I can get started for just $297 today, and then do 5 additional payments. So they buy for $297, and then the upsell is, hey, if you pay in full today, you get 1 month free. Mind blown. Like, it was mind blowing. I was like, what? He said 40% of people take that upsell. So if you can come up with a payment plan for your product where, hey, if I upsell them on the full pay and give them the opportunity to pay in full, I'm giving them 1 installment or 2 installments, it really depends on how you do it, for free. So when people see that opportunity to save money, boom, you got that. The other thing that Anik said, and this is why he likes having the multi-pay, is because this way his income, the income of his company, is a little more predictable because you have people paying these monthly installments. Honestly, I love it when people pay like in one pay, but I also like it when people do installments, because I could have a month that this month is not that good, or I didn't do any launches this month, and oh, look at that, I'm getting paid the installments from the previous launch that I did. And that happens month after month. Obviously, here and there might be people who cannot keep up with their installments, that happens, but from my experience, the majority of the people who pick the payment plan, they go through until the end. There are only a couple of people in my experience who don't. It really depends, of course, on your volume. So I thought that was brilliant. So next time you sell a product in the $1,000 or $2,000 range, see if you can offer it in 5 payments of whatever amount, and then try this upsell option and see how many people take you up for it. Key takeaway number 3, I also really like this one. Anik does a lot of live webinars. He also has several evergreen webinars as part of his business to promote his products. And he said, and I'm gonna read this here, when promoting a new webinar or event, take people through a journey, not a promotion. What does this mean? It means share stories. My friend, storytelling. I mean, it may sound familiar to you, but honestly, are you really using storytelling in your marketing? Are you really sharing your journey? Are you really sharing stories with people? And when you invite them to an event, let's say it's a webinar, a challenge, or anything, where you're going to be selling something, how many times do you leverage a story to get people to register for something? I know I've done it, but I also know I haven't done it enough. And I'm gonna make a little parenthesis here. When it comes to telling stories for your business, I have to recommend this book to you guys. This book is life-changing. It's called Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. This book is genius if you need help with telling stories for your brand and business. So what this means is, instead of sending people like emails like, hey, we're starting tomorrow, or hey, we're doing a webinar next week, or hey, where all you're doing is getting people to click on a link. If you really want people to get invested in what you're doing, tell them a story. Tell them the story behind why you're hosting this event or this webinar. Tell them about an anecdote or a solution that you recently found, and this is why you want to share it on the webinar. Take advantage of that opportunity. Somebody's opening your email. Don't be all like, click here, buy my stuff. Share a powerful story and something that will engage them and make them want to attend even more. Take people on that journey. Let's say you write a series of emails inviting people to a webinar or an event. Figure out a way to share parts of the journey in each of those emails so that it doesn't feel like a promotion, so that it feels more like you're sharing your journey. Takeaway number 4, and this one, my friend, I'm sorry, but all of these are really mind-blowing. This one was really, really cool. Extend the funnel. Extend the funnel. What does this mean, extend the funnel? And I'll give you a very practical example that, Anik shared a couple of really cool examples. I have these notes, my friend. If I could share these notes with you, potentially millions of dollars to be made for my business just from these notes and just from this event. So for example, again, if you do a live webinar, or if you're doing a summit or a 5-day challenge, or even for an evergreen webinar too. Here's what most people do when doing a webinar. You invite people to the live event, you send them the replay, and then you close the thing, right? There are 4 steps really. First, you invite people to register, then you host the live event, then you send people the replay, open the cart, and then you close the cart a few days later, right? This is usually how we do it and how we've always done it. What he says is, okay, listen, instead of sending the replay, don't send the replay ever again. Like he said, never, don't send replays anymore. Instead of sending a replay, grab the main webinar, the recording, and chop it up into 3 or 4 videos. And then start sharing the videos. Like imagine it's like a product launch formula, PLF, where you share video 1, video 2, video 3. But instead of starting with that, you start with the live webinar and then don't send the replay, send it to your editor or do it yourself, and split it into 4 shorter clips and put them in a funnel. Each of these clips can have the button below or the offer below so that people can watch each one of these pieces of the main presentation. Anik also said a lot of people don't have time for webinars, but they will have time for presentations. It may be the same thing, right? But it has a different connotation when you hear the word presentation over the word webinar. I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. And that, I think that includes me. So don't send the replay. This allows you to extend the funnel. Why? Because you're gonna send one piece of this presentation per day. So that this way, you're not just sending the replay, you're sending them these different components of the presentation in 4 different pieces. Then what you do is you host a Q&A session. You invite all those people again. So some people might be catching up with the recordings, and some people can show up for the Q&A. Then after the Q&A, hey, if you're still getting sales, if you have like this date where you're closing the cart, the people are still buying, people are still opening your emails on that last day, why end it there, right? So then you can send those very same people to another webinar or another, could be an evergreen webinar this time, where you're gonna be selling perhaps the same product. The thing is, figure out a way to keep the momentum going if there's momentum. It may be that your launch didn't do that well and you're not getting that much engagement on the last day or that many sales. Well, you might extend the funnel anyway and figure out a way to revive those people somehow. But even if you're doing amazing, then why would you close the cart on that day? So another key thing that Anik said is, hey, if you split it in 3 videos, for example, if you split your main presentation into 3 videos, now you can promote each video for several days instead of just doing an encore and then sending the replay like we usually do. So you split it into 3 and then you promote video 1 for 3 days, video 2 for 3 days, video 3 for 3 days. And on video 3 is where you have the offer where people can buy. Another really cool thing that he said was, hey, always in your thank you page, have people go do stuff. Like tell them you could have a contest, you could give them like a free lead magnet for attending. Give them something instead of just having a thank you page that just says, hey, check your email or whatever, thank you for registering. Make them do stuff. Tell them to join a Facebook group and introduce themselves. Tell them to share the presentation or the webinar with their friends and family or to post it on their social media. Anything that keeps them doing stuff. And takeaway number 5, have a killer backend offer. If you have a killer backend offer, my friend, you can afford to spend more money on the front end. Also, when you increase conversions using the extend the funnel, because you will, Annex said that they were able to increase some of their conversions, like they saw a 30% increase in their conversions. And many people, myself included, in some of my campaigns that I run, most of my campaigns that I run for my 5-day challenges, I'm losing money on the front end, right? I have a VIP upsell. You've probably seen a bunch of challenges use this strategy. You have, a free challenge, and then you have a VIP upsell. The VIPs don't cover my ad costs. Definitely they don't. It's nice to have a little bit of revenue coming back, but I'm losing money on the front end. In any type of funnel that you have, if you have a killer backend offer that you can provide the back end to people, then it's okay. Now you can afford to lose money on the front end. And they mentioned a bunch of ways to build that killer backend offer. I'm gonna do another video to talk about that. But now here's one thing that I really love that they shared. Every product that you have in your business, let's say you have a low ticket product, maybe a book funnel or a mini course, right? You have on your value ladder, you might have a low ticket, medium, high ticket, right? Everything people buy, whatever they buy, give them a free strategy call that helps them use the thing that they just bought. So for example, if you have a book funnel and people have to log in to a members area or something to download the book, if it's a digital book, give them a button over there, or have a big banner that says, hey, book your free call. We're gonna help you get the most out of this book that you just got. Or if you have a mini course where normally there's no support, there's no coaching with a mini course. At least I don't provide any of that, but I will start doing this free strategy call strategy. Strategy call strategy. Now, when people get the mini course, when they log into Access or even in the welcome email, give them as a bonus a free strategy call. Obviously, the strategy call, if you're just getting started, it's gonna be with you. But if you already have a closer or salespeople on your team, they of course would be taking those calls. Now, this is very important. That cannot be like a salesy, high pressure call. It has to legitimately help that person because they bought something. It has to really help them get the most out of the thing they just bought. And then introduce them to additional ways in which you can help them. And this is where your backend offer would come into play. A good backend offer should always have some level of done with you and done for you elements if you really want to make it irresistible to people. All right, my friend. Well, those were the 5 key takeaways, and like I said, there's plenty more. I'll probably do another video. If you want me to make another video and talk about more of the notes that I have here, you have to leave a comment. And also, if you watched this video until the end, leave a comment saying, I watched it until the end. Also, let me know which one of these 5 ideas you're going to be implementing in the next 30 days or less. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my community. I will see you in the next video.